Hi everyone, my name is Karina Barley and I'm from Digital Learning Tree, and I want to tell you about the latest course we have for the Android market. So if you have just received an Android device or a Chromebook at your school, this course will definitely help you. The course is called Getting Started Must-Have Android Apps for the Classroom Teacher. And the idea for this course came from the many professional developments that I've been doing throughout this entire year. And one of the problems that teachers have been telling me is that they've been handed a tablet or a Chromebook or even an iPad, and they don't really know what to do with them. So they might know how to turn them on, and they might even have a good list of apps to use, but they don't know how to teach with those apps. So I wanted to start with 10 apps that you could use that would transform your classroom into a 21st century classroom. And we'll talk about those apps in a moment. So this is perfect for your classroom. It will assist you to master the apps, incorporate and utilize the apps in your daily lessons, and you will come away with the confidence to use them with your students to meet the Common Core standards. Additionally, there is a section on how to physically set up the Android, security issues, Android policies, and how to organize your Android so that it's much easier and functional in the way that you use it. Okay, so let's go in and have a look at the course. So the course has 5 lessons, and the lessons are Getting Started with Your Android, Lesson 2, Why Tablets, Lesson 3, Creativity Apps, Lesson 4, Screencasting Apps, and Lesson 5, Augmented Reality Apps. And I'm just going to briefly go through these. The very first lesson is Getting Started with Your Android. How to turn the device on, how to connect to the internet, how to use your SD card to store all your valuable information like your photos and your files, etc. How to organize your Android, what to consider before you deploy Androids into your school and into your classroom. Also policy making decisions, which I have way down here, as well as some security tips, security apps that you can use, how to store your information in the cloud using either Google Drive or SkyDrive or Dropbox. So there's lots of different ways that you can store your information. Okay, so let's move on. The next lesson asks why, and I think it's a really important question because we do have a lot of information in the media telling us how good the tablet is. It talks about using the tablet for education. It stresses that it's going to transform your classroom. There's lots of applications out there. There's lots of blogs and lots of articles, and generally speaking in education it's a bit of a buzz thing at the moment. But should we just go with the thing that is the latest fad, or should we really know why we're actually using this particular device? So I want you to consider that. I want you to consider what 21st century education means to you. I want you to consider what you think using the technology will do to your lessons and how it will help transform your classroom into a more 21st century environment. So I think these are really important questions to ask, and this will form the foundation for what I call a rationale, or you can call it a personal philosophy. I don't really mind, but I just think it's important to have something like a foundation from which you are working with these devices. So let's go on to the next lesson. So the next lesson covers creativity apps. Now, while I've called them creativity apps, you can use some of these for something like art or drama or even music. However, you can also use them in writing and in reading, and also for maths, science, geography, social studies. So the 4 apps I'm going to be highlighting are Photo Studio Pro, Handy Notes Pro, Journal Notes Multimedia, and Connected Mind, which is a mind mapping application. So not only will I show you how to use these apps, I will also give you lots of scenarios from which you can use them in your classroom, how you might create lessons using these applications. And if we go over to the resource section here, I've also included some resources in there. So if you have a look here, you can see that I've got ideas for how to use Photo Studio Pro, with creative story writing, and also for teachers. So for example, for teachers, you could use it for worksheets with a difference, quizzes, picture and word match, etc. So you won't be left lacking for ideas for how you can actually create lessons using the applications. So let's go back to the lesson, and the next set of lessons are screencasting applications. Now, screencasting is again another kind of buzz thing that's going around at the moment, and they're being used a lot for flip teaching. But I think they can also be used on a day-to-day basis. You can use them for group work. You can use them to set tasks for your students. You can use them for homework, not just flip teaching. You can also use them to send notes home to your parents. You can use them to highlight some concepts that perhaps one of your students isn't getting at the time. You can differentiate your learning using screencasting apps. And the apps that I've chosen are Explain Everything, Lensu Create, as well as Magisto, which is a video style application, and also another app called Video Scribe, which is a really exciting application as well. Now inside this lesson you will see I've got quite a few videos, and these are all examples of how you can use these apps in the classroom. So hopefully this will springboard some ideas for yourself. So lastly, in lesson 5, we have what's called Augmented Reality applications. And that is an applications called Aurasma, as well as QR codes. Now Aurasma is a fascinating app where you can use a picture as a trigger image and pop a video as an overlay on that picture. So when you pop your Android device over the picture, a little video will pop up. Now I think this has some really exciting applications for education, and there's lots and lots of information in this particular lesson. So finally, every lesson has a quiz, and there is also an assignment. As I said before, there are resources and also some videos. The videos are inside the lesson, but you might also find some in the video section. So I hope that you will find this as exciting as I think it is. And as I said, the idea was to give you just a base foundation of 10 apps that you can learn how to use, master them, practice using them, think about how you could use them in your classroom, talk to the teachers on your staff about how you could use them, brainstorm a mind map and all that kind of thing. And I think that you would be well on your way to becoming a 21st century teacher. So good luck, and I hope that you're inspired to take this course.